Hello, Steve White, Steve Arts 89. Star Trek News Roundup. Not much has happened. I heard a couple of things. I was like, oh, okay. Um, Picard has wrapped. The first season is wrapped. They announced it. Now, they supposedly have been filming since May. There's some question as to exactly when they got started, that they were stalled. Some people say that they were already in pre-production, blah, blah, blah. Who knows? But they've done the 10 episodes, and they filmed in blocks of 2 episodes, and they've done them all. And now we still don't have a premiere date. We got a preview, and it went over very well. And we are just waiting to see what happens. There was some filming at Vasquez Rocks. There was some posts from, I think, Michael Chapin on Instagram. And they showed, and frankly, I'm like, oh, again. Can we just get away from that freaking location? It is, it's just, if they're going back to Cestus 3, which apparently is somewhere near Romulus, so it's possible they could have actually evacuated some of the Romulans to there. And someone was, I think Kowalski or whatever, was actually suggesting maybe they might actually be using the planet in the show, and that's why they're doing that, and that would be really interesting. But if they're not doing that, if they are just using it because, oh, we've seen it in Star Trek before, Star Trek fans will think that's really cool. I'm like, no, because we're going to see it and go, oh, we're not on another planet, we're on Earth at Vasquez Rocks again, and they think it's really clever. Sorry, it annoys the hell out of me. I wish they'd just stay away from Vasquez Rocks. They did it. It's Cestus 3. It's Cestus 3. Leave it be Cestus 3. Why does it have to be every other planet? Okay, I didn't realise I was going to go into a rant about that. Sorry. It's supposed to be news, not a rant. So Picard has ended. It's done. It's filmed. It's going to be released. There's no longer a question about budgeting or if it's going to be finished or all this crap, which part of me was really happy to hear the news that there were problems, because I didn't want it to happen, because I thought if it's as bad as Discovery Season 1, but with Picard, who we love, it will be really horrible. But it looks like it actually is going to be better than Discovery, which is not saying a lot, but still, there is hope. So I'm feeling better about it. But it's over and done. Now, the other thing that I thought was interesting, this is something that has come up a lot. Michael Dorn was suggesting a Worf series. Now, he suggested so many things. At one point, he was suggesting a comedy with him and Marina Sirtis. I don't know if he was ever serious about that, but for the most part, he's been talking about serious series, basically a Worf series where we're on a Klingon ship with Worf, I guess he's an ambassador or something, and it was going to be very much just like Next Gen, but the Klingon side. And I always thought that could be interesting, except it's not really Star Trek. But hell, we're not making shows that aren't Star Trek anymore, so it doesn't matter. Do a Klingon series with actual Klingons, performed by an actual actor who's performed a Klingon, like a real one, not a Discovery Klingon. That why not? I mean, we've got Section 31, which is the absolute antithesis of Star Trek. And we've got animated series by people who like fart jokes. I mean, why the hell not do a Klingon series with Michael Dorn? I mean, why the hell? He wants to put the makeup on, put him in the damn show. Get some guest stars from Next Gen and just go for it. Why not? It's kind of all, it's just do it. But the difference now is, because he's been talking about this for years, the difference now is that apparently he through the joy of conventions has managed to get the ear of Alex Kurtzman and the production side of things. People are actually working on Star Trek. I think for a while no one was involved, and I don't think he ever talked to JJ or Kurtzman back in the day. So this is the closest he's come to it. And considering that their approach to Star Trek now is the pastor throw it at the wall, see if it sticks sort of approach, where they're just going to make every single type of Star Trek show for every single type of audience, which means they're really making it for no one. It could actually be made, and it's still, considering the mentality of Star Trek and the production at the moment, it could actually be one of the better series coming out of this whole mess. because originally the idea for the Discovery was that it was going to be like American History, American Horror Story, where you're going to have each year would be a different thing, and one year probably would have been a Worf series. So why not? They should just do it. But the difference is this time he actually is speaking to someone in production with Star Trek who could actually make it happen. And even if it was just a limited event series, I could see them going, why not? Let's see if that sticks. Now, Discovery Season 3. Now, I hated Discovery Season 1, if you can't tell. Season 2, I was okay with the Pike side of things, and I enjoyed it a little bit, and it was better. The tone was different, it just felt better. It didn't make me want to throw things at the screen the whole series. It just made me facepalm because, you know, every episode there was something stupid. But there were also some fun things. So it wasn't as bad as season 1 where everything was stupid and nothing was fun. There's a whole assessment of the 2 seasons, so you don't need to watch over them. But they pulled so far away from the original premise in the third season that it could be it's just fair game. It could be anyone's guess what season 3 is going to be like. With none of the season 1 original series canon stuff or timeline stuff, they can just do whatever they want, and as long as they write intelligent stories, which they haven't really done yet, they can't really go wrong. So it'll be like Voyager, because they're just lost out in the middle of nowhere, lost in time and space, but the stories themselves could be enjoyable. They could actually be Star Trek stories. Now, Mr. Frakes has helped us with a couple of things. The rumours, that's what's getting into, sorry, the rumours were that the series was not going to happen, that they wanted to make it but they lost their funding, it just wasn't going to happen, or that it was going to be short treks, and just a lot of negative shit just to feed on the negative people who are feeding off it. And I was feeding off it for a while because I hated Discovery. But then they turned out to not be true, and to just be making a bit of a fool of us fans who just were so gullible we needed to hear that it was dying or sick or just needed bad things about Discovery to feed on. They were saying all these things, and none of it's true. They were saying it was only 6 episodes, it was going to be short treks. First it wasn't happening, then it was short treks, and then it was 6 episodes for a season, and they're already up to season 8 because Jonathan Frakes had to pull out of something to direct episode 8 of season 3. So they're at least up to 8 episodes, so there's no telling if they're going to do 14 or 15 or 16 or 13 or what, but it looks like there's going to be more than 10, so it's roughly the same season. They'll probably do 14 or whatever like they did last season. But so he's confirmed just by cancelling on something and explaining why he cancelled that the show is actually continuing and they've gone past episode 8. So that's that. And the other thing he said was that it is sticking to more the traditional Star Trek tone and optimistic tone in season 3, which is fine. I said back in the day, if they actually try and make Star Trek, we will come. We will forgive, we will forget, we will embrace it. They kind of explained some of Discovery's season 1 suck away, some of it. They made season 2 better, and season 3 could be better again. It might not be totally horrible. So we know it's being made. We're being told they are going again in the right direction, further away from season 1. So these are all good things. And I think the last thing, did I have a last thing? Oh, Ethan Peck, of course, is saying how they're still talking up the Pike series, but they'd better announce it soon because they're losing momentum. And if they wait until like after Picard to announce it, it's going to be like Into Darkness, where they had so much goodwill after the first Star Trek film, and then they waited 4 years to make the next film, and nobody gave a fuck. A lot of people still went because they went to the first one, but it wasn't enough to carry the bad movie. The momentum of the first movie might have carried them through how bad Into Darkness really was, but they didn't have it anymore. So they're going to have that same sort of scenario if they're not careful, because when Discovery season 3 ended, everyone wanted Pike. And if they said, yes, we're going to do one, it's going to be out like in 2020 or whatever, people would have been like, yay! and just like waited. Now it's like people are giving up, I think, because the actors are still saying, yeah, we want to do it, and we're in the short tracks, and it's like, just announce you're going to do it. Like with Section 31. Section 31 is so far out, and then maybe we'll make it. Just put that out there too, and at least you can put out tiny little tidbits of stories and people will stay interested. But they're going to lose interest soon, so that's a worry. God, I'm already up to 10 minutes. Okay, I was worrying, God, how am I going to fill a whole video with just these 3 little bits? But I can talk all day about Star Trek. So Picard wrapped. They went to Vasquez Rocks. Worf is still trying to get his series, but this time he's actually talking to people who can make it happen. Ethan Peck, of course, is saying, they still want to do the series. They're hopeful to do the series. I think it's in their back pocket. I think they're planning to do it. I just don't know why, if they're planning, they don't just announce it, because they're announcing all these plans that may never even happen, like the Section 31 show on that. I don't know why, and no one wanted that. I don't think any actual Star Trek fans do want it. So I don't know why they're not just saying, yes, we're going to make a Pike series. We're spacing it out so we go from series to series, so we're not doubling up, so it'll have to get in line with the others, but it's coming. I don't know why they don't just do that. So, yep. Season 3 of Discovery is a soft reboot and has gotten to episode 8, and looks like it's going to have the same run as the other seasons. So a lot of the rumours, the haters are turning out to be haters, and I'm cut because I had such faith in them because I wanted the show to die. But I'm happy for it to change into something better and keep going if it gets better. If it gets better each season, becomes more like Star Trek, that's fine. The only thing that made me sad, and I was thinking about this the other day, was that we could have had a really great original series, going back to the original series era show, if they didn't have the licensing issues and the bad intention and the bad will to just do a show that wasn't Star Trek, which was what they really had in the beginning, which is why season 1 was so bad. We could have had a really great high budget original Star Trek show. And I was thinking to myself, but you can't do that because there are all these arguments that you can't go back to the original series because it's old and dated, and we have to go forward and we have to have a show that leads the new Star Trek into the future. But they're doing all these different shows that are so different. Why can't we do an original series episode where it's basically just like the original series, just slightly better production, but basically the same look, same style, all that? Once the licensing's sorted out, now that Paramount and Viacom and CBS and all that have merged again, why can't they do it? I mean, why the hell not? They can do animated shows that look nothing like Star Trek. Why can't they do a show that looks like the original series? The Phase 2 and Continues are great, but why can't we have this? But either way, we've missed a great opportunity to have a really great Star Trek series, because by pulling it out of the original series era and into 1,000 years into the future, they are creating the possibility of making their own unique show, which they kind of wanted to make in the first place, by ditching all the original series stuff. But they're ditching all the original series stuff. There's going to be no more characters from the original series, no more ships, no more anything. Even the Discovery version of it, we're going to get nothing now. It's just going to be new Star Trek Discovery in the 31st century or 32nd century or whatever. So that kind of made me sad when I actually thought about it today, and I realised, oh, okay, maybe the show will be different and better, but we're losing any hope of any of the original series being seen on TV again, because everything else is in the next gen era. Now, the Section 31 show, I guess in theory, could show some of the original series style, but considering the tone and theme, I wouldn't want them to even go near it. It'd be like season 1 again. I think that whole show is going to be like season 1, but I can just kind of not watch it. Maybe. Okay, I'm going to leave it there. I talk way more than I planned to. There's not much news, but if you actually watch the whole thing, thanks. Feel free to like and subscribe. I'll try and give you my views on any news, and keep you all updated on anything I hear about the shows that are in production, because I listen to a lot of stuff. I've got more time apparently than some people. Okay, thanks. See ya. Bye.